Welcome to Hour of Victory. Hour of Victory is a World War II first-person shooter developed by Envision Interactive and published by Midway Games on June 25, 2007 for the Xbox 360. And it was the first World War II shooter to use the Unreal Engine 3 game engine. You can choose from 3 different characters to complete each mission in this game. The Commando, Ross. He can take the most damage and can move heavy objects out of his way. He starts out with a submachine gun and a pistol. You can also choose the Ranger, Bull. He can climb ropes and has a longer jump. He starts out with a sniper rifle and a pistol. And lastly, the Covert Op, Taggart. He moves silently when crouched, can pick locks, and cut metal fences. He starts out with a silent submachine gun and throwing knives. Although picking between 3 characters might sound cool, and was most likely added to make more replay value, they all feel the same and don't add any. You will notice that throughout your playthrough, if you pick up this game, that you will get stuck constantly on geometry. It doesn't matter where you are, sometimes you'll just be walking around and you'll just get stuck. And you'll have to click a bunch of buttons just to get out from where you were, and you will not understand what happened. The game is very linear throughout, and you complete the whole campaign in roughly 2 to 3 hours depending on the difficulty. Each character just adds a small different way to get to another part in the mission that ultimately just does not feel different. For most missions, you can actually run through the objectives without killing anyone and still finish in a few minutes or so. I know through the first few missions, I actually was able to just run through all the objectives and finish the whole first 4 missions in about 15 minutes. Graphics wise, it is definitely not the best looking game to come out in 2007. There's a lot of texture pop-ins and odd pixelation throughout. Also, you will notice the frame rate drops significantly through missions, especially that have a lot of grenades going off and smoke, and it happens very often. The controls constantly felt clunky, and changing the sensitivity did not help. There's enough of a delay between when the controls are clicked to when they take effect to be noticeable and annoying. You can't change them in any way other than the sensitivity. The enemy AI is also severely lacking. When playing, I noticed enemies standing around in firefights, aiming at the ground, aiming in the walls, everywhere but my person and shooting me. Sometimes they would even look the wrong way, shoot, and still hit me. I will say though that since when the enemies die they just turn into flying ragdolls, there can be some funny moments, especially when the enemies kill each other on accident. They also have a tendency to seemingly ignore their teammates if one of them dies in front of them. A good example would be when I was playing a mission with Taggart and using the throwing knives to kill them. Let's take a look.
Habt ihr das gehört?
Pardon, ich müsste da mal vorbei.
You will also be able to drive tanks in a few missions, but the controls again are clunky and it's just not fun at all, and they feel like you just want to get through them and you don't want to do it. I wasn't able to play any multiplayer because, well, there was not one single person online, and I sat there for about an hour hosting a game waiting for someone to join, if anyone, and no one did. This game deserves nothing more than a 2 out of 10. I'm being very generous with the 2. Because if you are an achievement hunter, this will be an easy 700-ish points in one sitting. I do not suggest you pay more than $5 for this game if you are going to pick it up. I picked it up for about $2 at my local GameStop, and if you just want the achievements, go out and get it if you can find it. But if you're looking for a first-person shooter set in World War II that'll hold you over for a certain amount of time, don't even bother with this game. It's pretty much trash. Except for the achievements. So subscribe if you're interested in watching any more reviews. I'll definitely be posting a few more in the coming days.